I spent 3 months fighting through Eval jail to finally get this 50K funded account, and the market has given me absolutely zero breathing room since day one. I passed the final phase the day that ES made new all-time highs, and since activating the funded, it's just been consolidating on the higher time frame. Instead of crashing out or doubling my risk, here's how I'm surviving this drawdown before I start my new job next week. So coming into Monday, we're opening up here near this high that I've been targeting since pretty much this day. And right, we have S&T out of a gap. We formed a daily order block, so we trade down into it, and now I think that we're gonna start to go up and take this out because there's no reason for this really to be a retracement day. So I'm looking for. On YM, we also have these equal highs, which we have an S&T now that's causing the retracement, but I'm still pretty bullish. So we have an S&T where NQ's taking out the 1800 low a day while there's S&T there. And all right, so here I'm saying I'm bullish, but the daily profile does look really nice for shorts. So if I get a strength switch from this S&T down here, I'll long it. Otherwise, I'll short ES or YM if I get a strength switch with a gap somewhere up here to try to short it to these same lows. So for this first trade, it's a little bit before the open. Basically, NQ, right, we took out that low day. ES is pretty close to it, right? This is obviously not an advanced premium discount. We're well below 50% of this entire displacement range. And then we have this for value gap that I'm assuming we're going to get a S&T fill with NQ filling this. And either way, we're going to get a PSB because NQ's clearly going to close bullish while ES will probably close bearish. So I basically just get in. I'm not really sure what the mechanism was. I think it's basically just like 2R. Right after we have this 3-minute CST, that there's maybe a 5-minute too, and as getting there. Also, we're rejecting this new week opening gap from here, so looking for that to hold up, and it just gets cooked right at the open. No notes for that trade. It just happened. All right, so the next trade, I actually see that we did have a strength switch at these lows where, right, NQ right taking the low out here, making SMT, but then this 9 o'clock candle, it didn't take out this low, this 830 low, while it did on ES, so that's a strength switch. Also had that PSP, so now we might start to expand up. Also, we don't have any SMT in this gap anymore since NQ and ES are both in it, so I'm thinking it's pretty bullish, especially after we had this CSD before the open, then we make another one after the open. So I get kind of top tick the fill, but it is closed over still. And it's actually looking at some other stuff, so I didn't get the full thing, but this is a full loss, actually a little bit over my half-hour tolerance, just like the first trade. And there's no notes for this one as well, so this one's minus 0.57R, and this is minus 0.53R, so that's pretty much negative 1.1%, so I should be done, but let's see what happened. This is just a complete tilt trade, so after my NQ loses with like this move down, I'm like, all right, so ES is probably coming for these lows down here, so I just get in. And I went, yeah, like I actually bottom tick the move again. And I actually risked like 500, so I did double risk, I crashed out. But I ended up moving my stop loss here when it was close to CSDing, but it just never did, it failed, and then ended up coming up and stopping me out. So this was minus 0.62R, so now I definitely should be done. That's like minus 1.6%, something like that for the day, maybe even 1.7%, which is way over what I should be for risking only 0.5% per trade. But I keep on trading, and let's look at this next one. So we have that, officially it does look pretty bullish to me now. NQ has these equal highs up here, ES has this high, YM has some low resistance, and right, we still have the SMT that's holding, so YM actually took it out, and at this point I'm like, okay, ES clearly, it wants to hold this SMT, and it's going up, so I'm gonna try to get in that. So we have this 5-minute CSD here, and then I take this 3-minute, so technically it's like the 5-minute propulsion block, but on the 3-minute it's like the failure swing CSD, so I get in there, and it ends up getting me out for break even. So I made like 28 bucks on this trade. And the notes are just that it's pretty discretionary, right? ES clearly wants to hold the SMT. And while the lower time frame was like pretty bad, it was still pumping. So after getting that 2-stage with Y and PSP, the trade was valid, I think. I don't know where the PSP even was. Oh, this one right here. It's not really a strength switch, but it is a PSP 2-stage still. And so yeah, it's a valid trade. And it's just like the framework's kind of mid. It's just like best discretionary to get in because you know ES is going to lead. Because you know ES is going to go higher. But yeah, ES was the leading asset, which is ass. So that is why the trade failed. ES actually did run it all the way to this high, but then it's reversed, and that's what caused NQ to reverse on me. And I forgot to mention it, but for this first trade, and well, definitely the second trade, but the first trade too, like, I'm not supposed to force ES like if it's the only ES that didn't take out the low, like I think at this point, YM already took out that low. So trying to force ES is like, it's like against the rules because like it could still hold it. Even though it's like not really supposed to be like that with SMT, like I know that can happen. So that's just a complete violation. So that's a break even there and I should be done. But let's see what happens. So after that break even, we basically get a strength switch here where after ES takes it out, we come down, retrace into the gap, have an SMT with the gap itself and these previous 30-minute candle lows and a PSP. So it's a strength switch. So I get in YM here off the 1 minute and it looks pretty good to this SMT break to London high. And then we have these equal highs. And that also gets me out for break even and actually never ended up coming. Like I think it went to like just below this and like then just like fell off a cliff for the whole day. Notes for this, super high in the range, so it's not really that good of a trade. And yeah, it's like my last shot, it won't hurt too much if it loses. I'm already down so much for the day. And it was just mid because there's like a strength switch to send YM higher and a strength switch to send NQ lower. So it's just like mid overall, it's like not one-sided at all. This is the NQ I'm talking about. So right, we have a SMT with this high with YM and also a PSP, advanced premium discount. And then the strength switch was, so we had that one for YM, but now we have one for NQ where we're not filling this 15-minute gap while ES is. So that's a SMT, so that's a strength switch to send NQ lower. And it actually does kind of work, but since, and I would have taken this entry, but since I was in YM first, I just took this, had to take the second one, trying to get like 2R to this, just this low that we made at 930. And it just immediately stops me out. So it's my final trade for the day. Like I said, it's forcing shit. I didn't catch the first CSD, obviously, so I had to take the lower entry. And yeah, YM didn't want to deliver to the high, and NQ didn't want to deliver to the low, so that's just great. And yeah, this pre-market, the daily candle pretty much closed exactly how I looked when I saw it, so basically didn't do anything all day. NQ left these failure swings from this 930 low the whole day. And obviously you can see YM never hit this high. All right, ES didn't ever break SMT. NQ never came below here. Like it's just insane. It's basically like a seek and destroy day. This maybe a retracement day. And we did make a daily gap, but it's just like, bro. So complete violation. 004 down 2%, which my max daily loss limit should be -1% on this account. That's the whole reason that I used half risk, so I could have more trading days and more breathing room to lose. All right, and then after that trading day, now I'm down negative 3.6% on the account, 1,700, 1,800 in drawdown. P&L calendar down the 2% pretty much. And actually from that ES trade, from the one at the open and then the one that I tilted, it actually triggered this violation on the account that basically you can't lose like more than 1%, 1.2% of your drawdown in a single trade idea. And even though they were separate trades at separate times, the fact that it was the same instrument in like the same direction within 10 minutes, it still counts it. So it's kind of stupid that it does that because it's clearly like a different trade, but at the same time it was a tilt trade, so it's kind of just what I deserve from it. But yeah, right now it's only a warning, but if I do it again, my profit split will be cut in half. If it happens a third time, I'm only gonna get 20% of my profit split, and then if it happens one more time, I just lose the account. So definitely have to watch out for that. It's that stupid rule kind of, at least in that scenario, but that's kind of what I deserve for crashing out. But let's get into the next trading day. So this is Tuesday, actually in the Asia session. So after yesterday's close, we have the retracement day and we make a daily fair value gap. And it's also a PSP because this candle is actually bullish on ES. So we have a two-stage PSP SMT fill where NQ takes out that previous day low, fills his gap while ES does not. And I just enter off this 1 hour. I just mark enter. And I hold this overnight. And yeah, it just ends up not really going that far. And then the open, it just absolutely dumps. I move my stop loss over here, so I didn't lose as much, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then not really too many notes, but like I'm saying, it's just an avoidable loss if I don't trade Asia, but like if there is a daily gap with SMT, it's alright to try it, so it's like not really a big violation of my rules. Alright, but then coming into New York, same thing, right? We have these equal highs on YM, the daily two-stage. Strength switch, right? You can see this is Monday's low, we take it out on NQ, and then we don't take out that low, right? So YM, you see, this is that failure string that we made initially, then we took it out London, and also took out this low, so it's a little SMT break. And then YM's just the one that's pumping, and NQ's the weakest. So I mean, you can kind of guess just from the daily SMT, but then like the 1 hour, you wouldn't think that's going to happen. But yeah, obviously I'm bullish. Right, and then after that first trade, we have this. So we have NQ taking out low day, while YM just pumped at the open and took out the high. It's like an external high. It also looks like a failure to manipulate. It keeps on expanding through it. Then ES, obviously we have Asia low, so left alone. We haven't even swept out London low. We have failure swing with previous day high and previous week high still above, which is only, it's really like not even 20 points away. Like it should be able to get there even on ES. So we have a little 15-minute string switch here on ES. You can see, right, YM's taking out this low while ES is not. And they actually entered before this, but like so I actually entered before this, but if a order block formed after this SMT, it'd be valid to take. So I got in here off of this 5-minute, just kind of discretion again, but like I said, we had I'm just bullish, man. I'm just kind of married to longs. YM's expanding through. We don't have any draws nearby, but if it keeps on expanding, then that means ES and NQ can still make a move. But it just ends up losing. I sit in this chop for like an hour, and then it just like dumps out of nowhere. And in hindsight, we had this little strength switch. So basically NQ took out this low. Then we had a strength switch with this fair value gap for ES to go lower, which I would never catch that because I wasn't bearish. And we had this failure swing above, so that's something I would take. And even if I did see this real time, I would not get out of my trade because I'm not allowed to like manage like that and get out just from seeing confluences that don't line up. So, and then also the logic was that YM, like look at this daily candle. Like remember at one point, this is like a full body candle. So I'm not anticipating a reversal day like this to happen because like the daily profile and like the wick size does not support that. But that's what ended up happening. And in hindsight, maybe I could have been bearish from the fact that the super strong reaction after taking out a high is like kind of obvious. And same thing yesterday, really, like ES, remember, like it took out one and high, then like rejected super strong. Might be a sign to not take the other assets. Yeah, the notes is like, it's not completely valid, a little bit of FOMO, but the lower time frame was good. Framework was not that good, but it's permissible. And I can live with that loss. And yeah, I still stick to that. It's not a bad trade. So yeah, my bias is just wrong lately. It's consolidating. So just kind of ignoring external targets and just doing whatever it wants. So yeah, those are my only 2 trades for the day. I didn't crash out or anything, but still pretty disappointing. Minus 0.84% on the day. And I didn't take a picture of my funding pips. Obviously, if Monday I was down 3.6%, after losing this, I'd be down negative 4.4% pretty much. Let's go into today's CPI. I'm one-sided bullish here, right? So take this just mostly because like how we're moving overnight, right? We're already like up here or something like that by the time CPI hits. We also have an SMT with a previous day low. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe now that YM took out this consolidation low, everything else will be ready to hit these external targets and be done with the consolidation and continue that, you know, all-time high market stuff where you just like make new all-time highs. So the 1 hour CPI hits and we have SMT with this relevant low on the 1 hour and 30 minutes, a swing low, obviously. So you have SMT there and just bullish off of that into the open. So first of all, after the SMT with this low, we actually have a string switch PSP where even though NQ took it out, we're closing bullish while YM is closing bearish. So we have this 5-minute CSD that I take this propulsion block at the open, but it was actually an accidental trade. So I actually ended up canceling this when it ran up to this high pretty much, or maybe even before that. But I canceled it on my computer, but my computer had switched over to my phase 1 evaluation because I was using my phone for the eval, my computer for the funded. So it must have like reset on my computer, like when I was in another application, like just randomly, and switched to my eval. So I ended up actually leaving this on the funded account and just took loss here at the open, even though it was supposed to be a canceled order. So that's just, I found that out like way later in the day. It kind of pissed me off, but yeah. All right, then the second trade, it's after 10 o'clock. So YM actually ended up taking out the low of day, which this was a pretty good New York reversal profile. But right, I'm still bullish. We hit this Monday high, but we still have this previous week high above, and we're not full on reversing it after hitting this, right? So we have this SMT strength switch after, right, the CPI low, it's taking out the weekly failure swing. This is also a 1 hour gap that we're trading into, as well as a new week opening gap that we're rejecting. So I just take this 3-minute CSD off of that, right? So we got this low. Looks pretty good on lower time frame. And yeah, it just ends up losing pretty quick. This is actually, so you see the video here, actually got taken out by a Trump tweet. He's talking about they have complete control over the Strait of Hormuz, which, I mean, might be cap, I don't know, he kind of just talks, but Yeah, so I lost on that. I actually got slipped, even though I think I moved my stop loss too. Yeah, my stop loss is here, so it's actually risking less, but I just got slipped because of the news. And I don't even know why it went down. If it's a good thing technically for us. So I don't know why it went down. Probably just to take liquidity. But yeah, so that was a full loss pretty much. So now I'm down 2R for the day. Though because the first loss was accidental, I still watch, and it's a pretty bad trade honestly. But right, so basically I just take, because we have a PSP from this Trump candle. This is a bearish candle. This is bullish. We're still holding the other SMT from like down here. So I'm like, all right, I was gonna take it and take this 5-minute here. It just gets railed again, which I knew better. When Trump tweets, like if you stay on afterwards, it's always like choppy, at least that I've seen. So yeah, it's another day. Now I'm down 0.75% for this day, and my account is down almost 6%. $3,000 out of $5,000 of drawdown. 90% win rate, profit factor non-existent. I don't know how my average win is smaller than my average loss, but yeah, there's the trade idea warning, and yeah, just a complete losing streak since it was really like this win. I'm basically like on a 4-day losing streak, and looking over it, I just want to show you like what the New York session looks like since 9:30 every single day. So this is today, since 9:30, we're just ranging like this. We're not going anywhere. 9:30 is supposed to be super volatile. We have this little news spike that's not even that volatile. It's just like a wick on both sides, and then dude, shit. Yesterday, it's actually not that bad if you're bearish, but like even still, it's like not really any follow through. Because if you're bearish, you're gonna lose on this setup. So you have to catch this one, which even then it didn't really move all that much afterwards. Like just super choppy. Monday, same thing, just horrendous. No follow through, no direction. So I'm just not doing a good job of staying out of these conditions, which I didn't really do too much wrong today in hindsight. Even like all my trades were like pretty much going off something that happened at the extreme of the range. So right, we had this sweep, took this CSD, had the sweep, took one around here when the 5-minute closed. Like wasn't that bad. Just like in hindsight, yes, it's pretty choppy. Like even back here, like it looks like a AMD, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I don't think I was really that bad. Down 6%. I basically need 6 wins in a row, 6 2-hour wins in a row to get out of this, which I don't know if that's going to happen. We still have Thursday and Friday, but then I work next week, which honestly, I think I'm going to take the whole week off. I think I need a break. There's no point in like waking up at like 6:30, which would be like 7:30 New York time, and like trying to take like a higher time frame position and hold it through the open when it's just so unpredictable and it's not really doing anything. So I'm probably gonna take the whole week off. It's probably not gonna be any better when I come back, but at least I won't like lose this week on trades that aren't even like within my time window. So struggling bad here. Rest of the week we have PPI tomorrow, which might offer a win, and then Friday we have a two-stage driver, so I'm probably gonna wait till 10 o'clock to trade something. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been doing better, or just like not taking any trades, which is literally doing better than me. I'm down like 3.5%, 4% for the week. So yeah, hopefully you guys have been doing better. If you're a scalper, you can probably still get some wins in this. If you're trying to like trade trends like me, then you're probably getting cooked. And yeah, otherwise, yeah, hopefully you didn't take any trades, because it's not really much to trade, especially at least in New York session. Overnight's been kind of decent, but yeah, that's it for me. Just full transparency. I spent like 3 months in Eval jail, and I might blow this account in under 3 weeks if I can't like string together some wins. So that's my update. Like I said, hopefully you guys are doing better, and talk to you guys at the end of this week, where hopefully the last 2 days I can either win some trades or maybe at least not trade and lose and like avoid losing. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys